You're not black. You're Dominican. No, you're not black. You're Nigerian. No, you know black. You're Caribbean.
Hey people, how you are doing today? It's again Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about a black British man who went to America and he shared his experience on what he experienced when he got to America. But he actually made a lot of strong claims and I kind of understand where it's coming from, but at the same time I just feel like he could have done his research. I'll probably think like that maybe like over a year ago. I'll think like that, but he made the claim saying that a lot of black Americans think that they are the only blacks. Anyway, guys, I need you guys to see this video and then we'll talk.
Oh, have you noticed that black Americans don't think anyone else is black apart from them? Can't lie, man. Being English, I'm thankful sometimes because the accent that you gave me, it saves me across the world, fam. Before they think I'm a typical you guys will say something that lets me know I am different to you. There was one time we went to New York and me and my brother just crossed the road anyhow. When we crossed the street, one policeman stopped us. Excuse me, sirs. Y'all can't cross the street like that. Y'all can't cross the street like that. Obviously, me and my brother are just kids. So we've told him like, oh, we didn't know we can't cross the street like that. We're sorry, we're not from here. Do you know what the policeman said to us? Do you know what he said? He said, man, I like that accent. Y'all free to go. Y'all free to go. I thought y'all was black. In our face, he said that he thought we were black. So what am I then? You're not black. You can't be black. Y'all blacks be, y'all British blacks be crazy as fuck, man. How the fuck y'all be black, British, African at the same time? How you do that shit, man? Make up your mind, fool.
So that's his experience and that is his claim. I just feel like he could have done his research because when black Americans said, oh, you ain't black, they didn't mean it in terms of race. We're all black, but black is more like the entire culture. Like when they say black culture, black race, it's them. So he could have done his research and understand what they mean when they say, oh, you're black. Like when people in America look at you and say, oh, you ain't black, like it's not literally your physical look, but the culture, or you're not part of the black American culture. Anyway, guys, I need you guys to see other people's reaction and then come back and talk.
Have you noticed that black Americans don't think anyone else is black apart from them?
That's because some of us don't know the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. And in your example, the neighborhood treated you differently because they could tell you grew up at Grandma's house. Allow me to explain. See, when y'all left home, you moved in with Grandma and you picked up all her mannerisms and her accents and things. Whereas we were kidnapped from home and we were given to Grandma's craziest son, Uncle Sam. And because we grew up at Uncle Sam's house, there's a stigma that he attached to us that follows us wherever we go in the neighborhood. So when the cops stopped you, he assumed you was just another one of Uncle Sam's kidnapped kids. But when you opened your mouth and Grandma came out, everything changed and it was different. He excused your behavior. Because at Uncle Sam's house, you don't have the same stigma attached to you that we do because you grew up at Grandma's house. See, the most interesting thing about blackness is it's not just about your race, your ethnicity, or your nationality. Being black is an experience. And no matter where you go in the neighborhood, we all know what it's like to be on the receiving end of white superiority disorder. Go down the street to Fiji's house or Papua New Guinea's house. Go down to Australia. They never left home, but they still know what it's like to be called an N-word. Go to Peru, the Caribbean, Brazil. We all know what it's like to be on the receiving end of white superiority disorder. Cousin Lupita left home and grew up in Mexico and still knew what it was like to be on the receiving end of white superiority disorder. You and Cousin Idris grew up at Grandma's house and y'all know the hurt and the sting behind being called the N-word. No matter where we grew up in the neighborhood, we all have different flavors of the same experience. And those experiences are what unite us. Even our Samoan cousins get hatred because some of us happen to look alike. You see, Grandma and them, though small in number, created a system, making it your civic duty to oppress people of the global majority. And we've been fighting against that system ever since they created it. So yeah, some of us here at Uncle Sam's house may look at you a little differently. That's because we bought into the lies that Uncle Sam taught us about ourselves our homelands, and our relationships to each other.
You know, you started your video off talking about how Black Americans don't consider you Black enough, and then proceeded to give an example of how an institution here in the United States, police, in fact, treated you differently based on your accent and presumably because of your citizenship, that of being of another country. Do you get it now? Why a Black American here in the United States who live in a colonized world here on these American soils, that every institution, every law and policy within this country has strategically been created to demonize us, to oppress us, why they wouldn't consider you Black enough in regards to our lived experience in this country when you in fact are treated differently. You get it? No?
So those are other people's reaction. The lady saying that Africans don't want to call them Black African American. Some African American or some Black Americans don't like being called African American. They'll tell you they prefer being called Black American because they don't like being called African American because they've never even been to Africa before. So why would you call them African American? Like, do you understand? But for me, like, I call people whatever they prefer being called. Sometimes I say Black American, sometimes I say African American. But for me, I don't understand this divide that we always do among ourselves, including the Africans and the Black Americans. I don't like, we need to drag into, like, we should calm down. And I just feel like the guy would have done his research so that he understood what the word Black means. It's not just about being a black skinned person, which a lot of us in Africa, that was what we think. I did a video last year, and I've said it for a couple of my videos, where a Black American came into my comment section and said, "Oh, you're not Black enough." And I felt like, how will you say I'm not Black enough? I'm Black. But over the time, creating content around the Black Americans and the story, the struggle, and even talking to them and all that, I understood that Black is not just about the race, it's more about the culture too. Like everything, all their identity is labeled as Black. So when they say you're not Black enough, sometimes it's about the Black culture. So whether the Africans wants to admit it, I am Nigeria, if you guys don't know. The popular Afro beats that we are enjoying today and all that, a lot of Afro beat was infused with a lot of Black American culture. Like, maybe you guys don't know. So it was very, like, it's a mixture of both worlds. So in a way, we are in sync, and we still don't know that we're so in sync. Well, we're more alike than different, but we always look out more for the differences that we have rather than look more of the common grounds we have and build strongly on this. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. I would love to know your thought on this video. So go ahead and drop your comment down in the comment section. Share this video to someone who you want to be part of this conversation, or who you think should see this video. Share this video to them. And with that all said, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.